Okay, so for this episode, I'm going to be discussing Labor Day. If you don't know what Labor Day is, if you're not in the United States, then, well, you're not gonna know. But what Labor Day is it's celebrated on the first Monday in September. Honors American labor movement and the contributions that workers have made to the well-being. It's considered unofficial end of summer, and it's also a federal holiday. Trade unionists proposed that a day be set aside to celebrate labor starting in the late 1800s. It was promoted by the Central Labor Union and the Knights of Labor. In 1887, Oregon was the first state to make it a public holiday. When it became a federal holiday in 1894, 30 states celebrated. Canada also celebrated Labor Day on first Monday of September. Matthew McGuire, a machinist or a machinist, first proposed Labor Day while serving as CLU of New York. One thing I can say about that is, if you're a person who likes working with machines and you've been doing it for a long time, your body is probably exhausted from doing all the physical work. It's like you need a break. So it's basically like after you're spending hours working like in a hot sun or something like that, or doing other forms of intense labor, it's like you end up needing a break. So it's like a holiday. The holiday Labor Day is like where you have to basically it's like taking a break from work, um, which of course some people still have to work on that day. Which let's just move on. After the deaths of workers of U.S. Army and U.S. Marshal Service during the Pullman strike of 1894, the United States Legislative Committee voted to approve legislation to make Labor Day a national holiday, and President Grover Cleveland signed it in the 6 days after the end of the strike. And Labor Day marks the end of cultural summer season. One thing I like to say about that is it's the unofficial end of summer. The official end of summer. It doesn't happen until like September 21st to September 24th. That's just a range for when summer officially ends. But Labor Day is like, it's the unofficial end of summer. So it's like the unofficial beginning of fall. Um, we'll get more into it later on. Um, in United States sports, Labor Day weekend marks the beginning of fall sports, which that includes football, race, and tennis. And Labor Day is also important for like discounts and allowances by retailers in the U.S., especially for back to school sales. It's the second largest sale day of the year, with Black Friday being number one. Which Black Friday, in case you don't know what that is, it comes after Thanksgiving, which it's like in late November. So now let's discuss the discounts and allowances on Labor Day. Like when it comes to back to school sales, the reason why they do this is because in in many districts, in the United States, school usually starts like after Labor Day. Um, I mean, where I'm at, though, school usually starts like in mid-August, so we start earlier. But hey, the benefit of starting early is it ends early, so it's gotta be like a reasonable amount of time. So let's talk about the U.S. sports. All right, like the reason why certain sports like football, race, and tennis, the reason why they're played in the fall, like instead of during summer, is because like during the summer the temperature is too hot. I mean, like, you don't want to be like, playing like like an um, like an intensely, physical activity when it's like 90 degrees outside, or otherwise, your body's gonna be sweating like crazy, and you end up with sunburns and stuff like that. I mean, it's very common in the summer, so it's like, I mean, because let me tell you, I've walked myself to places and out in the 90-degree weather, and I end up sweating, and which, I mean, I didn't make a big deal over it. I just, take a shower or turn on a fan or something to, cool myself down. But I mean, in my previous video, I said, that walking's a great exercise, which it is. I stand by my opinion that it's a great exercise, especially for those of you who are worried about being overweight. Um, anyways, now back to Labor Day. When So my perspective about Labor Day is basically it's like basically it's like a celebration, like for the workers. You're celebrating it for the workers, and I mean, if you're a person who goes to school, I mean, if you're a person who starts school before Labor Day, I mean, usually what happens is that you would be like, you'd be taking the day off from school. If you're at work, however, I mean, if you're a person who's working, and I mean, depending on your position, though, you may not get the day off. It's like, no, you gotta still work. So, anyways, I mean, though I've actually heard though that, from what I've read, is that there are 80 countries around the globe that celebrate Labor Day like on the first day of May, which, okay, but I mean, I got no words for that, honestly. But anyways, if you got any thoughts about this, be sure you leave them in a comment section below. Um, if you want to, stay up to date, like in terms of what's going on, I mean, I have a Facebook page, Martian Doomer 11339. I'll give that to you in a link in the description below. Be sure you check it out. You know, as of right now, I'm working on a Doom level. I've already said this in my previous discussion video. I said, I'm working on a new level. I mean, I don't know when it's going to be finished. Oh, and by the way, if you don't know what level this is D-Holes, which is level 28 from Slaughterfest 3. If you want to see the full footage of it, you're going to have to follow the link in the description below. So, anyways, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure you hit the like button. If you want to favorite it, be sure you favorite it. Um, if there are any comments that you want to leave, I mean, I've already said it before, just leave them in the comment section below. I will read them. If you want to see more of my activities, be sure you subscribe to my channel. And I sincerely hope that all of you have a great Labor Day. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.